This next cojones goes to a man who's dear to my heart for standing up for stand-up. When dozens of Netflix employees walked out over Dave Chappelle's reckless decision to perform comedy on his comedy special, CEO Ted Sarandos could have pulled the special and replaced it with more episodes of Who Wants to Watch Koreans Get Killed. But instead, he reminded his Netflix employees that comedy exists to push boundaries and told them if you'd find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you. So, for making the phrase, "Don't let the door hit you in the ass," never sound better, this is for you, Ted.
All right, picture start here this. Bill Maher, known for his sharp comedic edge, takes a bold stand against woke Hollywood and the cancel culture circus.
So that was the point of the evening. How do we take a stand against cancel culture? And I suggested, since we were mostly all in show business, that we start an award show to honor the brave people who have fought back. Well, I got to tell you, the idea was met with great enthusiasm by everyone. And in short order, different people were suggesting the ways that their varied talents could be put to use. And then, of course, being Hollywood, nothing happened. But it's still a good idea, so I'm going to do it right here, right now. And not only that, we're going to do it every year.
He's had enough of celebrities who bow to Twitter mobs and the fake outrage machine. It's time to point the spotlight back on genuine accountability and courage.
But there's no getting around the fact that what was on the mind of the liberals that night in Brentwood, or wherever we may have been, was that the most powerful witch hunters now were coming from Twitter, the Ivy League, and the progressive left. J.K. Rowling used to be a villain to the right because she wrote books about witchcraft. Now she's a villain to the left because she has the crazy belief that there's more to being a woman than pronouns and lipstick. Our first award goes to the president of my alma mater, Cornell University, Martha Pollack. This month, students there demanded trigger warnings before all the lectures in case any of the adult subjects you specifically went to college to learn about came up. And Martha said, yeah, no, we're not doing that. She didn't cave in or hire a new dean of sensitivity. She just said, no, college is for introducing you to new ideas, not for kissing your ass and making you feel wonderful and always.
In this explosive commentary, Maher boldly tackles the hypocritical elites and the culture war heathen, urging for an end to mindless virtue signaling. He's not just stirring the pot, he's serving a wake-up call. If you love content that challenges the status quo and makes you think or maybe shout at your screen, you'll want to hit subscribe. Seriously, it keeps us going and you'll never miss a beat. Let's dive in.
Our next award goes to the place where many Cornell grads will be working next year, Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, who for years have been selling a line of ethnically themed products, trading on the name Joe. For example, they have Trader Jose's beer. So, of course, one teenager on Twitter heard the word Jose and said it was racist, and then there was a petition, and then Trader Joe's management did the right thing. They burnt down all their stores and killed themselves. No, they didn't. They said, f*** off, you oversensitive little sh**.
People who refuse to be bullied into silence by woke culture. We all know those stories that capture headlines with outrage, often more smoke than fire. Bill Maher starts by calling out Hollywood's knee-jerk reaction to Twitter outrage, sparing no words for this modern witch hunt.
Life and a sense of humor, and released this statement. We disagree that any of these labels are racist, and we do not make decisions based on petitions. You see how easy it is? So to the home of the 19-cent banana, here, have some nuts.
Remember J.K. Rowling? Yeah, the author who gave us Harry Potter, whose books defined many of our childhoods. Well, She's under fire now for stating her views on gender, the views that were perfectly acceptable just a decade ago. Rawling dared to defend the idea that being a woman involves more than just personal identification. And boom, she was labeled public enemy number one by the same people who once idolized her. Rowling's stand and what happens next? The calls for her cancellation seem to spread like wildfire. Her critics demand boycotts of her books, insisting that Rowling should fade into obscurity.
This next cojones goes to a man who's dear to my heart for standing up for stand-up. When dozens of Netflix employees walked out over Dave Chappelle's reckless decision to perform comedy on his comedy special. CEO Ted Sarandos could have pulled the special and replaced it with more episodes of Who Wants to Watch Koreans Get Killed. But instead, he reminded his Netflix employees that comedy exists to push boundaries and told them if you'd find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you. So, for making the phrase, "Don't let the door hit you in the never sound better," this is for you.
Growling is who she is without pandering to the social media outrage machine. Then there's Trader Joe's defiance. Trader Joe's, a household name known for its quirky products and friendly neighborhood vibes. Nobody complained about their playful product names for years. Trader Ming's, anyone? But then a single teen on Twitter declared these product names racist, starting a petition that gained traction quickly. What did Trader Joe's do? They did the unimaginable. They stood their ground. They told the mob their product names are not the problem. Imagine that. A company standing its ground, defying the storm of criticism. The best part, after a few days, the noise died down and business carried on as usual. See the pattern here? It's all about standing firm. And Maher seems to hammer this message again and again. He brought up Elon Musk, once hailed by Silicon Valley as a genius. But his halo slipped once he dared to question the progressive playbook. Musk, who continues to achieve great things, suddenly became the villain. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan, infamous for his offbeat podcast, faced backlash when he opened up discussions that weren't scripted, prompting calls for censorship. Yet, both Musk and Rogan didn't just disappear. They pressed on, thriving amid the chaos. And don't think Maher would leave himself off the list. He's been a liberal icon forever. But lately, the crowd that used to cheer him on wants him gone. Why? Because he dared to challenge their views. An allegiance that once was firm and celebratory now threatens to evaporate the moment someone steps out of line. And that's the brutal heart of cancel culture. Agree and keep quiet, or disagree and face exile. Maher wants us to see this Hollywood hypocrisy facade for what it is. Smoke and mirrors fueled by intolerance for differing views. He asks us to question why the Hollywood elite choose cowardice over courage. Maher brings up one of the industry's paradoxes. Celebrities who threatened to leave America if Trump won the presidency. They painted themselves as champions of change, but not a single moving truck was needed. Miley Cyrus, Eddie Griffin, and George Lopez all claimed they'd relocate. Yet, predictably, they remained. Maher humorously points out the hypocrisy. They didn't leave. Of course, they didn't leave. Instead, they continue playing their roles, stacking accolades. It's not real courage to talk the talk, but fail to walk the walk.
You know, when movie lovers get together these days, one phrase that comes up a lot and always makes me sad is, "Yeah, you couldn't make that one today." Top of that list is the great Tropic Thunder, which the scolds have been after for years. But in February, Ben Stiller tweeted, "I make no apologies for Tropic Thunder. It's always been a controversial movie since when we opened, proud of it and the work everyone did on it." See, people, it's not that hard. He said it, and he still got a commercial. And the lesson is, if you stand up to the mob for just a day or two, their shallow, impatient, immature, smartphone-driven, gerbil minds will forget about it and go on to the next nothing burger, and you still will have your cojones.
Joe Rogan have all taken heat just for doing their jobs, making us laugh and think in the process. Ted Sarandos of Netflix deserves a mention here. Even as dozens walked out to protest Chappelle's comedic take on hot-button issues, Sarandos stood firm. Under his leadership, Netflix kept Chappelle's special streaming. Sarandos recognized comedy's role in pushing boundaries. Ma applauds his defiance when the option to pull Chappelle's show presented itself. Sarandos didn't cave to appease the outraged. Instead, he conveyed that Netflix respects diverse voices, even when they're controversial. And behold, Netflix did not crumble, and Chappelle stayed unapologetic. The lesson? Easy. Don't let outrage dictate what you say or do. Remember Ben Stiller's film Tropic Thunder? When recently accused of being offensive, Stiller made no apologies, simply stating pride in his work. And guess what? He didn't lose his career. In fact, it's thriving. He continues to be celebrated in the industry and audiences alike. Ma points out that if you hold your ground, the storm will pass. People forget and move on to the next controversy. Cancel culture loses its bite when faced with courage. Resistance makes a difference regardless of what the armchair critics claim. But wait, there's another angle here. Academia's challenge. There's another angle here. Academia. Take Martha Pollack, president of Cornell University, who refused to enact trigger warnings before lectures. She saw her campus shifting from a place of learning and intellectual exchange to a bubble of coddling comfort zones. Pollack stood her ground, stating college is meant for encountering challenging ideas. This defiance, according to Ma, sets a powerful example. She didn't yield to pressure. She treated her students as adults, not children, in need of protection from education itself. Wouldn't it be commendable if more institutions mirrored her stance? Maher challenges us to rethink who we consider the gatekeepers of truth and morality. Hollywood elites or college campuses filled with future leaders